Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first EDW HQ of the year 2014. I'm the EDW insider Karl Jones, and joining me as always is my co-host Templeton Cruz.
That's right folks, I am Templeton Cruz, the one and only, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Temp, why are you dressed like you're going to a funeral? Well, if you don't know already, I've got some news for you folks. Boys and girls, our esteemed Commissioner Tom Campbell, he's no longer with us. Tell him, Karl!
Okay, just alright, step back a sec. Ladies and gentlemen, as Templeton Cruz alluded to there really is only one place to start with this edition of HQ, and that's with the breaking news that the EDW Commissioner Thomas Campbell has decided to step down from his role after 3.5 years in charge. Campbell has alluded to the events that led him to make this decision to step down, and with that in mind we're going to take a look back now at footage from the main event of the 12th anniversary show from the Hive.
We get to watch it again!
We're going to
roll the footage!
1, 2, 3!
As we mentioned, the footage you've all just seen at home is the very reason that Thomas Campbell took the unfortunate decision to step down. He alluded to this in a very heartfelt speech which can be viewed on the EDW Facebook page. The biggest thing that he mentioned there was the fact that the rampage of Edwards broke his spirit, caused him to take the unfortunate, and in some people might say the disappointing decision to step down.
I'm going to cut you off right now because what you're saying is absolutely bogus. If you haven't seen the Tom Campbell interview where he resigns, I implore you all to check it out right now because quite frankly it's the funniest thing I've seen in pro wrestling since the Shockmaster debut in WCW. And Tom Campbell bawls his eyes out, quite frankly saying everything I said about him 2 years ago. He's an incompetent boob of a commissioner who offers nothing to the role apart from the stereotype that he perpetuates that all fat men are jolly. Nice guy, I give you that, but completely unqualified for the job.
You don't think he did a good job?
I think he's atrocious.
And you think you're looking at this in an impartial way?
Karl, how dare you question my integrity, my intentions? The only thing I've ever had at the core, my soul, right in the forefront of my mind, is the well-being of EDW. That's why I cried when I got kicked out 2 years ago, because I knew this company was going down the drain with Tom Campbell in control.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, Templeton Cruz's feelings aside, there is one thing we know for certain. The fact that there will be a new commissioner in EDW is going to completely change the landscape. None of us...
I've got a question for you, Karl. Before you go any further, who's it going to be, bro? You're the insider. Who's it going to be? Give me the skinny, the lowdown, the 411. Drop some knowledge on my ass.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
Do you...
Oh.
No, you no, smile, you can...
Oh.
Look, honestly.
Tell the truth.
I don't know.
You know something.
No, I really don't.
It's not... Oh. It's not going to be you, is it?
Look, I'm not leaving my hosting duties here.
That's not a denial in my book.
Alright. No. No, it's not going to be me.
Have you been asked?
No.
It might be you.
It's not going to be me.
Will you take it if they ask you?
I'd have to consider it.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Temp tells the truth, or gets to the bottom of it at least.
Do you have any ideas?
As far as what's going to happen going forward, I have no idea. That's why I was hoping you, as the insider, the man with the knowledge, you'd be able to tell me.
Well, unfortunately, as I say, ladies and gentlemen, despite Temp pressing me for an answer, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Templeton Cruz, claims he doesn't know either. We're all in the dark here. But there is one thing that we do know.
It's not Tom Campbell!
Yes, it's not Tom Campbell, but that wasn't what I meant.
Hallelujah!
Ladies and gentlemen, there is one thing that we do know. With Thomas Campbell stepping down and Edwards' rampage visible for all to see from the last show, we have been informed that no decision was made by Tom Campbell prior to stepping down with regards to a punishment for Edwards' action. Is it going to be a suspension, which some have called for?
Not me.
Some have called for heavy fines as well. And possibly, and we are only speculating here, it could even result in Edwards being fired. He's gone off the rails.
Well, yeah, that's true. Tom Campbell took the blame, and rightly so, but you look at this as an isolated incident. Going forward, we have to focus on the company, on EDW, and particularly Edwards.
I mean, I've known him years, and he's always been, I'll say, a little bit quirky, a little bit of an oddball, but that's what gave him an edge. That's what made him the man he is. Unfortunately, it seems that his latest actions have just sent him, it just means he's gone completely overboard.
Yeah, but you could ask yourself why. I mean, this all came about with...
Well, it's funny, you mentioned the word why. You mentioned why, and with that in mind, we've got some pre-recorded comments from the man himself, Edwards,
Okay.
and hopefully we'll get an explanation as to why.
I just heard the news from the mouth of Campbell. He says that pretty much everything bad in EDW came from his choices. And he's right. He's right. His choice alienated Tyler Hazard, cost me a friend. His choice cost me my title. And later his choice again cost me everything else. You see, I said that I wasn't ready to go back after the EDW title, and he convinced me to join that tournament, his choice. And I put on the line that last little thing that I had left, that last little bit of pride, that last little bit of self-esteem, that last little bit of self-confidence that Campbell gave me. And I lost. I lost it all. Choices Mr. Campbell made. Choices. But you see, this all started with a choice, not Campbell's choice. It started with a different choice, okay? And it was a simple choice and a simple mistake. Roll the footage.
We love you too, Edwards, but you're making us choose.
I love you guys too. We love you, Edwards. But you're making us choose. I gave you fans one choice. And you chose wrong. You chose him. You chose Sanchez. Well, you know what? No more. No more. No more choices for you. Because you think, you fans, you think that EDW is communal, right? You think it's communal, it's social, it's a feeling, an electricity in the air. That's what you think. You think EDW is something you can all share in, all be part of. And you think that gives you the right to choose. No. No. No, you see, Campbell, he talked. He talked about how he came. He came into EDW and everyone accepted him. From far away he came, and he was accepted into EDW. I'm the same. You people seem to accept me. But then you showed your true colors, and you showed that people born here, people born in Shrewsbury, those people, your hometown boy, your Sanchez, that's who you really support. Well, I've got news for you. EDW was not born in Shrewsbury. No, EDW was born in here. And in here. And you have no right. You have no right to anything that came from in here. It is mine. EDW is my brainchild. I was here on day one. I'm one of the old guard. And there's precious few of us left. There's me. There's Future. There's Karl Jones, and we're it. We're the Trinity. We're all that's left. So no more choices for you. You don't get to choose whether you cheer or boo me. I take that away from you. You don't get to choose who to cheer. Not anymore. My choice. EDW is mine, not yours. So it seems only fitting that I'm the one who gets to take it apart. Brick by brick.
Welcome back to EDW HQ. Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, EDW's next offering is live at the Hive on Friday the 14th of March, and it's entitled Our Time. Now, in his last act as Commissioner, Thomas Campbell did book the main event for that, which is going to pit the EDW World Heavyweight Champion Joey Sanchez against Michelangelo's David. Now, you folks at home, you might ask yourself, how did we arrive at that main event? Well, given the chaotic nature of the ending of the Open Championship match between Ryan Small and Michelangelo's David, in which Matt Castle, the crooked referee that he is, refused to count three when Ryan Small had Michelangelo's David beat. David Mitchell, not the official assigned to the match, ran in and attacked Matt Castle and then proceeded to count the three himself. With all that in mind, G. John Chase, being the skilled manager, negotiator that he is, allowed the result of that match to stand. He didn't fight it, but with one caveat. Met with Thomas Campbell and, well, he had a bit of a proposition. And what we have now is that both men have seceded a little ground to get to this main event. Matt Castle, the crooked referee, he's gone. He's history. It's adios, Matt Castle. He's out the door. But, of course, Michelangelo's David, in return, gets a shot at the EDW World Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely brilliant move by G. John Chase. I'll say it right here, right now. I've come on this show and I said he's the manager of the future, he's the best thing in this business today. Michelangelo's David may be the hottest rising star in this industry. It's a sacrifice, yes. This show is appropriately named Their Time, or Our Time, because I think it is their time, on March 14th, live in the Hive. Michelangelo's David, in my opinion, the world's his oyster, and on March 14th I think he takes the world title.
Really?
I do.
This really is going to be a fascinating contest. On one hand, you've got, as Templeton Cruz mentioned there, the fastest rising star in EDW history. Michelangelo's David has beaten the former EDW World Heavyweight Champion, Edwards, and he was the longest reigning EDW Open Champion in the company's history. Of course, on the other hand, you've got the current reigning and defending EDW World Heavyweight Champion, Joey Sanchez. He has had roadblock after roadblock after roadblock put in his way, and he's mowed through them all, each and every one.
He's a hell of a talent, and he's got his work cut out for him. March 14th, Michelangelo's David, I said it myself, he's a future world champion, whether he wins it on March 14th or, well, who knows what's going to happen. The only way to tell, he's going to be there live yourself.
As Tim said right there. Joey Sanchez overcame the Players Club, overcame Tommy Gunn, overcame Jamie Future. Recently, overcame Joey Osborne. You could argue the biggest achievement of all, beating Edwards at the 12-year anniversary show. If there was ever an event that was Edwards, it was that show. The show where he'd never been beaten. The show where year in, year out, consistently, Edwards performed to the peak of his powers. And yet Joey Sanchez stepped into the lion's den and came away, once again, World Heavyweight Champion. Now, with all that being said, this could be a fascinating contest, and for more of an insight, I'd like to take you to some comments from an interview I conducted with Joey Sanchez. On Friday the 14th of March, at our time, you're going to be defending the EDW World Heavyweight Championship against Michelangelo's David. And if we can, I'd just like to get your thoughts on the battle ahead.
Yeah, it's been an emotional 24 hours. As many of you know, Tom Campbell resigned. I just wanted to take this time just to give a big shout out to Tom Campbell. Thank you for the last 3.5 years, but as champion of the company, I've got to put that out of my mind. I've got to put the whole thing with Edwards out of my mind. This whole thing with Michelangelo's David is big. Like, this is the first time me and him have ever gone one-on-one, and ultimately it's for my belt. Every distraction I need to put out of my head. This is not just me against him. In effect, what does he call it? Team Genius? G. John Chase, Davian Vane. I know he's not coming alone. March 14th, you're going to see the best of Joey Sanchez, because I have to win. I have to win. I have to make sure that my mind is on the game, or this goes. I've worked too hard. Every match I've been in, it's all been for this. March 14th, Sanchez, Michelangelo's David. They say it's their time. Sorry boys, this ain't going nowhere. It's always going to be my time.
Welcome back. Now, we've talked in depth about the fallout from the 12th anniversary show, but there's even more to get to. And as we alluded to earlier, we've got a new open champion in EDW, Ryan Small, and the fans really gravitated to him. Now, since winning the belt, he's been quite vocal about the fact that he wants to take on the very best that EDW has to offer in the spirit of that belt. And, pardon the pun, but he's issuing open challenges. And with all that in mind, he will be defending the EDW Open Championship live at the Hive on Friday the 14th of March at our time against the debuting Morgan Webster, a man who comes to EDW with reportedly quite a big reputation.
I'm taking it from those comments, Karl. You probably haven't seen him live and in person yourself. I have, and I'll tell you right now, I think the EDW fans are going to be very impressed with Morgan Webster, and quite frankly, the dynamic between this match with Ryan Smile and him it's explosive. They're going to be flying all over the shop. It will be incredible. Ryan Smile talking, who'd have thunk it? But the point is, as an athlete, as a performer, he's incredible. He can do things other people can't do. In my opinion, when I was opposite him, the one thing that I always saw as a weakness of Ryan Smile was mentally. His focus, emphasis in the wrong place. But as you say, recently he seems to put it together. He seems to put that to one side, focusing on himself. Again, who'd have thunk it? But the point being, in the right way, on being a champion, on being the best that he can be. And I've got respect for him for that. I've got respect. He's looked at himself and he said, how can I better myself? And Ryan Smart is on an absolute tear. And hey, who's to say he's not paying for being the best wrestler in his company? Anyway, March 14th, him and Morgan Webster will be an incredible match. If you haven't seen Morgan Webster before, you are in for a treat. And I give you my word, this match will be the shizzle.
But it would be remiss if we didn't touch upon the injury to Jamie Future. A man that you know very well, managed him in the Players Club. I'm almost better than anyone. Now, as we know, at the 12th anniversary show, 2 brutal blows to the head left Jamie
Double concussion.
with double concussion.
Double concussion.
Within the space of 5 minutes, a double concussion. Now, we haven't heard from Jamie since then. Lots been reported, but as I say, you know him better than anyone.
I do. I probably know him better than probably anyone. Maybe other than Joey Sanchez in many respects, because you know some of the things they've been through. I think they probably discovered things about each other that you know it's just normal human beings don't discover. But Future, I don't want to sound biased. Obviously, I've got all the time in the world for the guy. In my opinion, he is pound for pound the best wrestler in the world. I've said it before, and I'll say it till the end of time. Above everything else, above his in-ring ability, his ability to get inside an opponent's head, the one ability that Jamie Future, I think what really makes him great is his durability, is his toughness. It's surprising, but you look at that ladder match, you look at the last man standing match, the wars he's been through. I mean, absolutely broke his shoulder, absolute wars, and a concussion. He can't rush back. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. It's serious business. You've got to get yourself right before you come back, and let's hope he does come back, because we saw, again, name drop Bret Hart, but his career was ended by concussion syndrome. If I know Future, the way I know Future, he will do anything to come back. He will do anything to overcome this. But sometimes it's not in his hands. Sometimes it's in the laps of the gods. March 14th, will he be there? Will he be there? He's not booked for a match. He's not medically cleared to wrestle. He won't wrestle. We know this for a fact. We hope he's there. I hope he's there. I want to see him address the crowd on, I don't know, what's in store for Jamie Future really. It's a crossroads for his career.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what more can we say? So much is just up in the air in EDW at the moment, and hopefully we're going to get some resolutions on Friday the 14th of March when EDW presents Our Time. With any luck, we'll get some answers to the future of Jamie Future. We've got a new EDW commissioner being announced. They've got one hell of a big decision to make. Who knows, they may even make it on the first night on the job with regards to the status of Edwards. Will they fine? Will they suspend? Or will they even fire him? Who knows? The only way to know for sure is to be live at the Hive on Friday the 14th of March. And as if that's not enough, we've got even more. We've got the Open Championship up for grabs when Ryan Smile in his first defence takes on the debuting Morgan Webster. And again, that's not all. The EDW World Heavyweight Championship match between defending champion Joey Sanchez and the challenger, the man who's without question the fastest rising star in EDW history, Michelangelo's David.
That was a pitch worthy of Diamond Dallas Page himself. But it's time for Temp's Take on EDW Our Time. March 14th, there will be a new EDW commissioner with the company in the palm of his hand. Decisions to make, directions to take. It's a big, big occasion. The landscape will change forever. Don't let this guy downplay it. It is huge. Main event, Michelangelo's David, the fastest rising star in wrestling today. The greatest manager active, G. John Chase. And another guy in their corner, but that's not important, against Joey Sanchez. Probably pound for pound the greatest world champion in wrestling today. I say it with a straight face because it's true. In Temp we trust. I do not lie to you. I've never lied to you. 2 years ago I told you Tom Campbell's incompetent, and look, I'm right. You want to see this show? You need to see this show. March 14th, EDW Our Time, live at the Hive. Shrewsbury. Be there. Take it home, Karl.
Ladies and gentlemen, what more could I possibly add to Temp's Take? That's been Templeton Cruise. I'm the EDW insider Karl Jones. I'd like to thank you all for welcoming us into your home, and we'll see you on the 14th of March when EDW presents Our Time live at the Hive.